Right now, your brain is lying to you. Not occasionally, constantly, and by design. In the next 18 minutes, the 10 best documented tricks it plays, the experiments that exposed each one, and the countermove that beats it. Class is in session. First, why this matters. These aren't rare glitches that only affect careless people. They're the default settings of every human brain, including yours, and definitely including mine. They exist because thinking is expensive. Your brain runs on about 20 watts, roughly a dim light bulb, so it takes shortcuts everywhere it can. Those shortcuts kept your ancestors alive on the savannah. Today, the same shortcuts set the prices you pay, pick the news you trust, shape what you remember, and quietly decide what you're too afraid to try. Here are the 10 we'll cover. Each one comes with a famous experiment, one number worth remembering, and a practical countermove. Let's start with the biggest one of all. Trick number 1, confirmation bias. Your brain doesn't weigh evidence like a judge. It works like a defense lawyer, and its only client is whatever you already believe. It seeks out agreeing sources, notices what fits, remembers the hits, and quietly dismisses the misses. In 1960, psychologist Peter Wason gave people a deceptively simple game. Here's a sequence, 2, 4, 6. Guess my rule, then test your guess with your own sequences. Nearly everyone assumed the rule was numbers increasing by 2, and then only proposed sequences that fit. 8, 10, 12, 20, 40, 60. The real rule was simply any increasing numbers. To discover that, you had to try to break your own theory. Almost nobody did. In the original experiment, 79% of participants announced a wrong rule with complete confidence. And they weren't careless people. Testing to confirm feels natural. Testing to destroy feels like betraying yourself. The countermove is a single question. What would prove me wrong? Before your next big decision, spend 5 minutes genuinely hunting for the strongest evidence against your position instead of for it. Your brain is a yes man. Give a fair chance to say no. Trick number 2, anchoring. The first number you hear becomes the starting point for everything that follows, even when that number is meaningless. Your brain doesn't estimate from scratch. It adjusts from wherever it started, and it never adjusts enough. In 1974, Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman rigged a wheel of fortune to land only on 10 or 65. People spun it, then answered, what percentage of United Nations countries are African? Those who saw the wheel land on 10 guessed, on average, 25%. Those who saw 65 guessed 45%. Remember, everyone knew the wheel was random. It carried zero information, and it still dragged their answers by 20 percentage points. 25 to 45, same question, same room, moved by a carnival wheel. This is why the first price named in any negotiation matters so much, why retailers show you the crossed-out original price, and why salary conversations start where they start. The countermove, set the anchor yourself. Name your number first when you can. And when someone anchors you, say the anchor out loud. Naming it breaks half its power. Then rebuild your estimate from independent ground truth. The first number wins, so make sure it's yours. Trick number 3, the availability trap. Your brain has no statistics department. When it needs to judge how risky something is, it asks a lazier question. How easily can I think of an example? If examples come to mind quickly, it feels common. If they don't, it feels rare. Here's the scoreboard that exposes it. Sharks kill fewer than 10 people a year worldwide. Mosquitoes, through malaria, dengue, and the diseases they carry, kill more than 700,000. That's not a small gap. It's a factor of nearly 100,000. But you've seen 100 shark headlines and exactly 0 mosquito thrillers. Nobody made Jaws about a mosquito. So sharks feel deadly, and mosquitoes feel like a picnic annoyance. The same trick runs your fear of plane crashes, which are vivid and rare, while car crashes, statistically far more dangerous per trip, feel routine. News is a machine for making rare things feel common. It reports the extraordinary, Precisely because it's extraordinary and your availability meter can't tell the difference. The counter move. When something feels dangerous or common, pause and ask, is this actually frequent or just easy to picture? Then check one real number. Vivid is not likely. Headlines are not statistics. Trick number 4, the confidence curve. Knowing a little about something hides how much you don't know. Real skill is what finally reveals the size of the field. That's why confidence and competence are so badly out of sync, especially at the beginning. In 1999, psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger tested students on logic, grammar, and humor, then asked them to rank their own performance. The result became famous. The bottom quarter of performers, people scoring around the 12th percentile, estimated themselves at the 62nd, not slightly above their level, 50 percentile points above it, and the pattern inverted at the top. The most skilled slightly underestimated themselves, assuming that what was easy for them must be easy for everyone. 12th to 62nd. That's the size of the blind spot at peak beginner confidence. You felt this curve. 3 tutorials into anything and you're unstoppable. 3 months in, you finally see the mountain, and your confidence falls into the valley, right as your actual skill is climbing. The counter move. Treat sudden certainty as a signal you just started, not a signal you're right. And treat doubt as evidence you're learning. If you can now see how much you don't know, that's not falling behind. That's progress. Trick number 5, loss aversion. A gain and a loss of exactly the same size do not feel the same size. Losing $100 stings far more than winning $100 delights. Your brain keeps 2 sets of books, and the lost ledger is written in bold. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky mapped this in prospect theory. Offer people a coin flip. Heads you win 100, tails you lose 100. Perfectly fair odds. Most people refuse. In fact, most people demand roughly 200 in potential winnings before they'll risk losing 100. Across decades of studies, the ratio keeps landing near the same place. Losses weigh about twice as much as equivalent gains. That 2-to-1 asymmetry quietly runs your life. It's why you hold a losing stock for years instead of admitting the loss. Why you keep paying for the subscription you never use. Canceling feels like losing something. Why you lose your progress is the most persuasive sentence in software. The counter move is a reframe. For anything you're clinging to, ask, if I didn't already own this, would I buy it today at this price? If the answer is no, the fear of losing it isn't proof it's worth keeping. It's just a trick doing its job. Trick number 6, the sunk cost trap. Here's the cold logic your brain hates. Money and time you've already spent are gone, whether you continue or quit. They should have zero weight in what you do next. Instead, they often decide it. The textbook case is so famous economists named the fallacy after it. By the mid-70s, Britain and France had poured over £1 billion into developing the Concorde, and their own projections showed the supersonic jet would never be profitable. They kept funding it anyway for years. Too much had been spent to stop. The plane was a marvel. The economics were a funeral. Governments do it with bridges, studios do it with doomed films, and you and I do it with careers, renovations, and relationships. Invest, watch it fail, feel we can't quit now, and invest more. A spiral where each round of good money chases the bad. Psychologist Hal Arks showed people even sit through movies they hate simply because the ticket is paid for. You've already lost the ticket money either way. The only real choice is whether you also lose the evening. The counter move. Make every decision as if you arrived fresh today. Ask only, is the next hour, the next dollar, worth it on its own? Judge the future. The past has already been paid for. Trick number 7, the invisible gorilla. You experience vision as a movie, complete, continuous, everything in front of you faithfully recorded. It isn't. Attention is a spotlight, not a floodlight, and whatever falls outside the beam doesn't just blur. It can disappear entirely. In 1999, Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris filmed students passing basketballs and gave viewers one job: count the passes made by the team in white. Halfway through the clip, a person in a full gorilla suit walks into the middle of the frame. faces the camera, beats their chest, and strolls off. 9 full seconds on screen. Roughly half the viewers never saw it. When shown the replay, many refused to believe it was the same video. Their eyes were pointed straight at a gorilla, and their brains, busy counting, deleted it. This is called inattentional blindness, and it isn't a lab curiosity. It's why drivers look directly at cyclists and pull out anyway. Why radiologists in one study missed a gorilla pasted into lung scans. Why you can't find your keys when they're on the counter. The counter move: respect the spotlight. When you're deeply focused, assume, as a fact, not a possibility, that you're missing something in plain sight. Trick number 8. Memory is a rewrite. Your memory feels like a video archive. Press play, watch what happened. In reality, memory is stored in fragments, and every time you recall an event, your brain rebuilds the scene from parts on the spot. Whatever gets suggested during the rebuild can be written into the file, and the edits get saved. In 1974, Elizabeth Loftus and John Palmer showed people the same films of car crashes, then asked one question with one word changed. How fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other, or when they contacted? The smash group estimated around 41 miles per hour. The contacted group, around 32. Same film, same crash. One verb shifted memory by nearly 10 miles per hour. Then it got stranger. A week later, participants were asked, "Did you see broken glass?" There was none in the film. The people who'd heard smashed were more than twice as likely to remember glass that never existed. One word planted physical evidence in their heads. This is why eyewitness testimony, the most convincing thing a jury ever hears, has contributed to a majority of convictions later overturned by DNA. The countermove: for anything that matters, write it down the day it happens. Your notes don't rebuild themselves. Your memories do. Trick number 9, the spotlight effect. You walk into a room after a haircut you hate, and you can feel every eye lock onto it. Except they don't. You're the main character of your movie and an extra in everyone else's. Because you experience your own face, words, and mistakes in high definition, your brain assumes everyone else got the same footage. In 2000, Thomas Gilovich and colleagues ran a delightfully cruel experiment. Students were sent into a classroom wearing a t-shirt with a giant picture of Barry Manilow, chosen, after piloting, as reliably embarrassing to undergraduates. Afterward, the wearers estimated how many classmates had noticed the shirt. They guessed roughly half the room. The real number: about a quarter. We overestimate how much people notice us by around a factor of 2, and follow-up studies found the same gap for good shirts, bad hair days, and stumbles in conversation. Even your most mortifying moments are, to everyone else, a minor background detail, because they're all busy running their own spotlight calculations about themselves. The countermove: use the math. Whatever embarrassment you're replaying tonight, have the audience, then have how long they thought about it. Then go do the scary thing. Ask the question, post the work or the shirt. Nobody's keeping score. They're all starring in something else. Trick number 10, the framing effect. Change nothing about the facts. Change only the wording, and you can flip the decision. Your brain doesn't respond to information. It responds to the packaging. The study that should worry you is run on doctors. In 1982, Barbara McNeil and colleagues, including Tversky, asked physicians and patients to choose between surgery and radiation for lung cancer. For some, surgery was described by its survival rate. 90% survived the operation. For others, by its mortality rate. 10% die. These are, of course, the same number. When framed as survival, the majority chose surgery. When framed as mortality, support dropped sharply among trained physicians who calculate risk for a living. If one word can flip a doctor's medical judgment, imagine what it does at the grocery store. 90% fat-free sounds virtuous. 10% fat, less so. A fee feels like theft. A discount for avoiding it feels like a gift. Same math, opposite feelings. And marketers, insurers, and politicians all know which frame sells. The countermove takes 10 seconds before any meaningful decision. Restate it in the opposite frame. 90% survive and 10% don't. If your choice survives both sentences, it's actually your choice. If it flips, the frame was choosing for you. So the whole class on one slide. 1. Confirmation bias. Ask what would prove you wrong. 2. Anchoring. Set the first number or be dragged by it. 3. Availability. Vivid is not likely. Check one real statistic. 4. The confidence curve. Sudden certainty means you just started. Doubt means you're learning. 5. Loss aversion. Losses shout twice as loud as gains. Would you buy it again today? 6. Sunk costs. The past is paid for. Judge only the next hour. 7. The invisible gorilla. When you're focused, you're blind somewhere. Borrow a second pair of eyes. 8. Memory rewrites. Write down what matters the day it happens. 9. The spotlight effect. Have the audience, have their attention, and do the scary thing. And 10. Framing. Flip every important sentence around before you trust it. 10 tricks, 1 brain, and now 1 owner who knows the game. Your brain won't stop tricking you. That's the hardware, and there's no update coming. But from today, you'll catch it in the act. If this class earned it, subscribe. There's a new one every other day, and the next topic is already on the board. I'll see you there.